Welcome in, everyone. Cassie Soto here with you as the Raiders have officially entered the offseason. We thought it might be fun to dive into one of the more anticipated storylines fans are looking forward to as we wait for this new season for the Silver and Black to kick off. And that storyline is the relationship that has been built between Derek Carr and Davante Adams, dating all the way back to their college days at Fresno State. These two had an unbelievable connection on and off the field, and in just a couple of months, we will see that connection come full circle. Joining us now to talk about the good old days is longtime Fresno State play-by-play analyst Paul Loeffler. Paul had a front row seat to the Carr and Adams show. He joins us now, and Paul, thank you so much for taking some time.
Hey, my pleasure, Cassie, and everybody here in Bulldog Land is so fired up. You know, the fan bases are parallel. A lot of Fresno State fans are Raider fans and have been forever, and a lot of the Raiders' great quarterbacks over the years have come from this area, so there's been that connection for a long time. But I've never seen people more excited than the chance to watch Derek and Davante back together again.
Well, take us back, Paul, to that 2013 season. The Bulldogs finished the regular season 11-1. They go and beat Utah State in the Mountain West Championship game. What was it like having Carr and Adams lead the Bulldogs to victory?
Well, it was phenomenal. I mean, electrifying is the word. And we saw glimpses of it the prior season. You know, Derek was a junior, Davante was a redshirt freshman, and he burst onto the scene. And he was undefendable. You know, he was the combination. He had speed, yeah. He had great hands. But what you saw in 2013 was both of those guys hone their craft to the point that there was virtually no weakness. I mean, they were so consistent. They were so dangerous. There was just nothing you could do. I mean, there were a couple games where it looked like Davante was the high school kid playing against Pop Warner guys, the way he made people miss in space. And he just did whatever he wanted. And of course, he had the luxury of playing with Derek, who would just put it exactly where it needed to be. And to see the friendship grow between the two of them, I think they've both had a huge role in each other's success at the professional level. Just their time together at Fresno State. But those years, I think they really connected in terms of the grind, the work ethic, the dedication, the drive. And there was such a mutual respect. You know, here's two guys who came from very different backgrounds, but the things they did on the field, it was stuff that just nobody else was doing.
Was there any one particular moment or game, when you talk about these special moments, where you thought, wow, this duo is really something?
You know, there are a few of them. There was a game at New Mexico where Davante just put on a clinic, and he had one long touchdown where the ball was actually underthrown a little bit, and he comes back to the ball and he tips it over his shoulder and over the defensive back, and then controls it on the other side, and then weaves his way all the way to the end zone. And that was it.
Touchdown, Fresno State.
I mean, he was going to catch the ball. Then he was going to make people miss. He was going to break tackles. He was going to do everything you could possibly do. And, you know, the crispness and consistency of his route running, you started to see that emerge at Fresno State. That's what he's known for now. That started here, and I'll go back to, I think it was iron sharpening iron, and those two guys saying, hey, you want to work just as hard as I do, we can do something great, and they did.
Well, you mentioned the relationship off the field and how close these two got. All they can talk about here in Las Vegas is how they are best friends, that they threw together in the offseason, even once they made it to the pros. How important was that relationship in their time at Fresno State, and that it really was rooted there in the Valley?
I think it was huge. I don't think either guy would have the success he's had without that. And I think what it really comes down to, Derek and Davante are two genuine people. They've both been through times that humbled them, right? Davante didn't have all these big offers. Fresno State was the school that gave him a chance. And then he proved what kind of student he was and qualified and came here. And you have to give Pat Hill the credit for that, for seeing the potential that he had and believing in him. And Derek went through the same thing, where he was here and a guy named Ryan Colburn was playing in front of him. And, you know, part of Derek saying, don't you know, I'm David Carr's little brother. I've been built for this since I was a kid before my voice changed, and I was talking about him on TV saying he should win the Heisman.
He's just the best quarterback in the nation.
He came back to a place of humility. And I'll say that those guys both have that humility to know that what they have is a gift, but the confidence to believe they can be the best in the world at what they do.
Well, you mentioned it at the beginning, but how cool of a moment is this for the Valley to see their guys playing in silver and black finally after all these years coming together here in Las Vegas?
It's something that really didn't surprise me, but it's a dream come true for a lot of people. And it's the same kind of feeling, Cassie, like when Derek came out, right? People said, oh, he's not a first round pick. He's not this, he's not that. And anybody that asked me, I said, he's going to be a great NFL quarterback because he knows what it takes. His brother has shared with him all the lessons he learned the hard way in the NFL. And he just has this willpower and this belief that's contagious. But they've been doubted along the way. Davante's been doubted. And then when people started to say, hey, they're going to get back together, it was like a joke. No one thought it would really happen. But they knew the whole time. It was never a joke to them. And they're the kind of guys who aren't afraid to dream big dreams and believe they can actually come true. So when they actually do come true, I think it's encouraging and inspiring for the rest of us. And they haven't even played a game yet. Just wait till what they do on the field this fall. It's going to be spectacular.
Yeah, well, leading in right into my next question, the guys have said it themselves. They're probably not going to pick up where they left off, right? But they'll have all of training camp to figure out the kinks. What should Raiders fans be most excited for when it comes September 11th, SoFi Stadium versus the Chargers? Derek Carr and Davante Adams step on the field. What can fans anticipate that moment will be like?
Well, I mean, there's going to be that spectacular first touchdown pass, right? Where Derek does something great, or Davante makes up for something Derek didn't do that great, or vice versa, right? They pick each other up. That's why they're such a great tandem. Derek doesn't have to throw the perfect ball because Davante's catch radius is so great. And the biggest thing, now this may not be the headline, but to me, the biggest thing to watch for the Raiders is not necessarily the plays that Derek and Davante make together, but it's all the other things that happen on that team. Because what great leaders do, yeah, they make great plays, but they also bring out the best in their teammates. I think we've already seen that in Derek's career in silver and black, but now that Davante's there, who demands the same standard of excellence, everybody else on that team is going to rise to that same standard and pursue it with everything they have. We've seen greatness from people like Waller and Jacobs and Renfro and so many others, but I think you're going to see a consistent form of excellence in silver and black that we haven't seen in a long time.
Once again, that was longtime Fresno State play-by-play analyst Paul Loeffler. For more Raiders news, head on over to vegasnation.com. I'm Cassie Soto. We'll see you soon.